All right, guys, Chris Brown here, anglerschannel.com, back in the Sportsmans Warehouse Product Spotlight. Here with my buddy Rob Lindsey. Rob, Going to be a beautiful day outside, late April. It's just about right.
Yeah, I wish I'd be out there right now.
I hear there's a cold front coming. You're going to Guntersville.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty tough. Most of the fish down there, they're already done. I mean, this next full moon coming up is going to bring the last wave in. So, I mean, maybe some could be pulled up Friday. I don't know. But I'm probably going to stick to offshore grass.
There you go. Sounds good. So you got a few bays we're going to talk about, kind of what's happening around this area, Tennessee River chain, and a few other places. Tell me a little what you got here.
Yeah, so the first thing is a Strike King spinnerbait. So most of the fish on Chickamauga, they haven't spawned yet. I'd say probably about 25% half, 25-30. But see, those fish that are in the very back getting ready to spawn, those fish are going to be harder to catch, so you're going to have to slow down with something like a rage crawl on a Texas rig, flipping trees and stuff for staging fish. But out there on secondary points and stuff, you're going to want to target them with spinner baits. When that wind picks up, it gets the bait going, because most of the fish right now, they're still respawn. Because, I mean, the water level keeps fluctuating, the water temperature keeps fluctuating. They're just really confused right now.
What is the water temps right now?
Sunday, it was 63, 64.
Okay.
So, I mean, probably tomorrow it's going to drop it back down to 58, 59.
Right. So I got a big cold front coming, going to knock everything in the head, I feel like, and it's really kind of hurt things for us this week. One thing I want to talk about, though, with the spinnerbait is we've kind of seen a resurgence in the spinnerbait. I mean, the spinnerbaits have been around for hundreds of years, it feels like, right? But I mean, thunder crickets, chatterbaits, everything seems to kind of take its place in all situations. But we've seen a number of pro events and other events won on spinnerbaits this year.
Exactly. I mean, you see everybody throwing thunder crickets and all kinds of chatterbaits, and everybody stopped throwing these for a long time. And especially when that wind gets kicked up, it gets the bait going. And honestly, I think it's really hard to beat the spinnerbait in the trees and on big rock points.
I would venture to guess every official at Chickamauga and Guntersville have seen every chatterbait made known to man.
For
sure. Probably haven't seen a spinnerbait in a couple of years. So
exactly.
It's time to get that back out and see what we can do. So, all right, slowing down with the rage crawl and some of that. What size weight are you looking at, and how deep are these fish generally?
I mean, so with a rage crawl, I'm not going to be fishing very deep. I'm less than 5 feet.
Okay.
Trees going into the back of spawning pockets. I mean, they're going to stage up in there, feeding up as much as they can until they go back in there.
Right.
So I'm going to want a slow presentation, as slow as I can possibly get. Probably an 1/8 ounce if I can get away with it. But if that wind picks up, I'll go up to a quarter or 5/16. Yeah.
Okay. What else you got here?
A swim jig. Swim jig was a big key for me for the past couple weeks.
Sure.
That's another thing that nobody really throws anymore, honestly. Right. Everybody goes to the bladed jig.
Sure.
But the swim jig, I mean, it's a real subtle presentation, but I mean, it's got the drawing power for me.
Sure.
Throwing that up under docks, laydowns, and even just casting it down the bank, you can get you a bite.
Okay. What kind of trailer do you use on your swim jigs?
Usually I just use. Sometimes I use a Rage Menace or a Rage Crawl.
Okay.
If I'm wanting to get a big bite, if I'm around big fish, I'll go with that bigger trailer. But mainly just Rage Menace.
Okay. And a little personal question here: what's your favorite color in a swim jig?
Probably a white chartreuse, or if it's overcast, I'll go with a black and blue for those post-spawn fish, and for in the fall grass fish.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Anything else?
So another thing is brush hogs.
Yeah.
That's a really big thing right now. Pitching at stumps, laydowns, docks, and even just dragging on a Carolina rig in the back of spawning pockets. Because right now, especially this coming weekend, you're going to have fish that get affected by that cold front. They've been pushing up for the past 2 weeks, and they get ready to spawn, and then boom, 58-degree water temperature. So they're going to draw back out.
Right.
So slow down with a Carolina rig brush hog. It'll get you bites.
What we as humans dealt with in 2020 with the pandemic and COVID, and of course everybody going fishing, it feels like this is kind of the fishing year to deal with, at least the Tennessee River fish, high water, low water, crazy weather. warm water and now cold water. Everything's kind of going back and forth. Maybe by June it'll all kind of settle down.
Hopefully.
But then it'll be too hot, won't it?
Exactly. Then
So-
you'll have to go out deep.
That's exactly right. So, guys, there you go. Sportsman's Warehouse Product Spotlight here with my buddy Rob, Chattanooga Sportsman's Warehouse store. Make sure you check these baits out and more at your local Sportsman store or online at sportsmans.com. See, that was easy.
Yeah.